Beneath the inferno that raged across Hanoi, the true heart of the war beat quietly, in the basements, tunnels, and shattered ruins where ordinary people fought not with weapons, but with courage. Every night, when the distant rumble of engines began, families would grab their children and run for the shelters, knowing that within minutes, the sky would open up with thunder and fire. The air raid sirens wailed like ghosts, echoing through empty streets as the city held its breath. Underground, packed into dark, airless bunkers, the people of Hanoi whispered prayers while the ground trembled above them. Mothers clutched their infants, old men sat in silence, and children covered their ears to block the sound of explosions that seemed to tear the world apart. Each blast sent clouds of dust cascading from the ceiling, each tremor a reminder that death was only meters away. Above them, the city burned, temples, schools, and homes collapsing in a storm of glass and smoke. Yet in those moments of chaos, the human spirit showed its quiet strength. Doctors at makeshift hospitals operated by candlelight, refusing to abandon the wounded even as bombs fell nearby. Teachers gathered surviving children in shelters to tell stories, to keep them from crying. Soldiers, when not manning the anti-aircraft guns, dug through rubble with their bare hands to rescue the trapped. In one haunting scene, a group of nurses at Bark My Hospital refused to flee, choosing instead to stay with their patients until a direct hit destroyed the building and took them all. These were the voices of the ground, the invisible heroes who turned fear into resilience. As dawn broke after each night of bombing, the survivors emerged from the earth to find their city unrecognizable. Streets that had been alive with bicycles and laughter were now blackened scars. Smoke curled over shattered bridges, and the smell of burning lingered like a shadow. But life persisted. Vendors returned to the markets, soldiers repaired power lines, and children played in the ruins, pretending to shoot down imaginary bombers with sticks. Hanoi, though broken, refused to bow. Journalists who managed to enter the city wrote of an eerie calm. The people moved with purpose, neither in panic nor despair. It was as if they had made peace with survival itself. For many, the war was no longer about politics or ideology, it was about dignity. To endure was to defy. To live through another night meant victory, however small. Meanwhile, American pilots flying miles above could only imagine what was happening below. Some wept quietly in their cockpits after each mission, realizing that their bombs were falling not just on targets, but on lives. The distance between the air and the earth became a chasm of understanding, two worlds connected only by fire. Decades later, survivors would speak of those nights with trembling voices, describing the ground shaking like a heartbeat, the horizon glowing red, the strange silence that followed each raid. They remembered the smell of wet soil in the shelters, the way neighbors held hands without speaking, the strange comfort of knowing that they were together in fear. It was a shared endurance that no bomb could destroy. Operation Linebacker 2 had been designed to break the will of a nation, but in those basements and tunnels, something else was born, a collective memory of resistance, carved in smoke and sorrow. For those who lived under the firestorm, the war was not just a military campaign, it was a test of what it meant to be human when the sky itself had turned against you. In the end, they emerged not victorious in the traditional sense, but unbroken, carrying forward a truth that outlasted the ruins around them, that courage, when born of necessity, burns brighter than any fire dropped from the sky.